Hope here at Crafty Hope. Welcome. I'm going to work in my art journal. It has been longer than I intended it to be for somebody who really wants to work on having a daily art journal practice in the new year. So I've been stressed the last couple days. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do some art journaling, and it's been good stress. It's been trying to get like Christmas products made to take to the gallery, to Hello Gallery in Fairhope, and things like that. So, and finishing up other projects for graphics and just little things like that. But I need some me creation time. So I have my it's my cardboard journal. At some point I will show you how I made this and maybe a better, yeah, I really like this journal so far. But as a twist on things, instead of pulling, I might pull this in. This is my little bucket of scraps that I use all the time, and it's got little piddly bits of all kinds of whatever, offcuts of things. And what is that? Like, y'all, I don't even know, bits of whatever. And I'm getting kind of bored with it because I use it almost every video. So real quick, I think I'm going to use this. This is one of those, it's so hard to get on the camera. It's one of those 12 by 12 plastic boxes that they sell at like Michael's, like the big box craft stores and that kind of thing. I like them for all kinds of stuff. I've got stencils in one. I've got this one. I've got like 10 that I've cut down for jewelry, but it has, I'm trying to, what would help if y'all could actually see. So it's got bigger pieces of all kinds of, all kinds of fun stuff. I think I had this with me when I packed an art bag because it's just got such a great variety of stuff thrown in here. Gosh, look at these. I may just go ahead and just pull something out of here. Who sent me this? I know this is something somebody sent me. Because look at that. Oh, I feel like I need to use that. Anyway, so I am very possibly going to pull from it. To get started. Oh, I think that's some Robin Marie paper. Okay, I'm gonna get started. Pulled out a couple of things, including some of my own underpaper handwritten letter. This is some newspaper with gold spray paint on it that uses underpaper, but it's so pretty I can't help but keep it. And then that piece I pulled out, so we'll see what happens. I don't have much time. The oven timer is going with I'm pressing some tofu, so I need to get started dinner as soon as that goes off. So just giving myself a little me time to get started. And I did just that. This still took me like 45 minutes, but thankfully it takes a little while to press some tofu for dinner. So I bake it. I baked it after that. So that was, plenty of time. So I pulled out a couple other things from a bit of a folder I had with y'all. Long ago I ordered a bunch of like ephemera collage sheets from somebody before I had all my own scraps and everything, so I still have that folder full of stuff that I pulled out and pulled a couple little pieces out. The previous page, which I've not shared with y'all, I think I didn't like it quite as much. I did stitch on, and I wanted to cover up the bumpiness of the stitching from my sewing machine. So I've got some masking tape, and I'm just sticking that on top of where the stitching is to kind of give me a flatter surface. I wish I had just collaged over it, I think, because sometimes masking tape is a low tack adhesive, so there's a possibility that's just going to like unstick. So, but I'm going to put stuff over it, so hopefully that holds it down. I am using fluid matte medium and a silicone spreader thing. You can see that thing. That's from the Dollar Tree, y'all, and it's in the cosmetic aisle. It's a face mask spreader. So, and I like this one because one side has like the flat side and the other side has like, I don't know, like a curvy thing, but the majority of it, the two heads of it, are both silicone, so they're really easy to clean. And when you get that much fluid medium on it, it's really satisfying to peel it off, especially if you've got like fidgety hands, you're thinking about something or watching a video or something. It's fun to just sit there and pick at it. And I'm one of those people that likes to peel paint and glue up off of things. So Like I said, this video was actually, I think, real time, like 45 minutes long. So I have sped it up about double speed for this part that I'm going to be talking over. Um, in addition, what else was I going to tell you? There was something else. Oh my gosh. In addition, I've cut out some of when I use my heat tool because, yeah, that's just me using a regular old heat tool to do it. Normally, I speed up my collaging a bit more, and I don't know why I didn't do it for this time because I guess because I got this video down to 17 minutes, it's not completely necessary for me to speed it up that much. So I'm getting it to the end of some of this collage. You can see I used all of the little bits that I did pull out initially. Some of that, I don't know what kind of paper that is, some kind of fibrous, maybe like a rice paper or something, super fibrous. So like the edges fray a ton. And if you sent that to me, let me know. I cannot remember who sent that to me. So once I got it all collaged, normally I would try to like make all of those papers a bit more cohesive by adding some kind of spray or gesso or something. But for one reason or another, I said, you know what, let's just go in with some mark making and my favorite color of Americana craft paint, which is sea glass. So this to me is like a neutral, and yeah, I love this. It's such a pale blue green, and I don't know. It's my like spirit color or something. Actually, it's not my favorite color, but it's my favorite color of paint to use in journals because I still get that blue element in there without it like veering everything into a super bright page. So as you saw, I took a fairly small flat brush and made some marks. And I started to spray on those marks to see if I could get them to run. But first I was like, you know what? I really love to take this blue Stabilo all pencil and just go around these circles. So I decided to go ahead and just do that. Go around these circles with the sketchy lines and then spray it because that Stabilo is water reactive, and so it's going to run. Some of the paint that hasn't dried is going to run. You can see all of that just dripping off my page. And yeah, I'm going to pick up some of the drips with the paper towel, blot it just a touch, and then dry the whole dang thing. So once it is dry, I was like, I want to add some stamping. Now, first I picked out this pink, which I thought was funny because it matches that pink matches that stamp over there. But I was like, you know what? Let me test how these two colors work together. And so I stamped it on that like piece of scrap paper over there on the side, added a little bit of my sea glass paint to it to see how I like those colors next to each other. As you can see, I did not. Decided that pink was far too bright. I can't remember what color that pink is. I'll try to put it down below. It's a newer one. I don't think I've ever even really used it. So I'm taking my time trying to find another Distress Oxide I like. And I went with Wild Honey. I love this. Anything that's kind of a yellow ochre, mustardy, goldenrod color. Yeah, love it. Love it. So I'm going to use it instead in this hand-carved stamp. Both of the stamps I've pulled out here were carved with erasers. I'm only going to use this teardrop one in the end. And what I am about to do is because it is an oxide, it is water reactive. So I'm going to take that same small flat brush and bleed it out, especially the outside edge and the very center, because this is like layered. So it's going to have a section there between the very inside and the outside that kind of looks like a resist is there. I'm going to grab my Payne's Gray acrylic paint. This, I think that's just a store brand, and I'm going to add a little bit of water because I know that this store brand itself, I'm going to add quite a bit of water. This store brand gets really shiny when it dries, and I do not like that. I'm trying to use it up because it gets really plasticky. So anyway, I found that watering it down helps it from doing that. But I'm going around some of those areas where I'm put the stamp just to have, because I like this Payne's Gray up against some of those colors, and I'm using quite a bit of water to like let that bleed out, get it on that fibrous paper, because it just kind of like seeps through there. I did a little bit of splatter since I had so much water on there, and then of course dried that. From there, I, for some reason, was feeling like adding a bit more splatter with an acrylic ink. And y'all, I can't think of the name of this color. I'll put it. It's probably some kind of magenta, but it's purpley. And so I'm just getting a little bitty tiny bit of it because I knew, I started to try to do marks, but I was like, you know what? All I really want is some splatter. So I'm going to splatter that color around. So I've got like, yeah, I've got that pale blue. I've got that yellow ochre yellow, and I've got that purple on there. And y'all, it is so yummy. And I'm going to bring those colors back in here in just a little bit. But first I needed some white on there. So I'm going to try to use my Uniball Signo white pen, and it makes a few marks, but it just doesn't really do what I want it to do. So I did grab that's a China marker to get some of those scribbly white marks on there that I wanted. I could have used a white paint pen, but I felt like that was too much, too definitive. I needed it to be subtle. I needed it to be subtle. So I'm going to work on finding some kind of focal and sentiment. I pulled out for some like wonky bits, and that didn't seem to work. So I was like, well, what about this little container I've got of stamped images? And I found, and these are all stamped on like mixed media paper with some black stays on. So I found this image, which is a little fairy girl, and y'all, I will have it below who made the stamp. It's either Finnabear or it's Cat Kerr. I can't remember which it is, because I didn't stamp it while I was doing this. I stamped that several years ago on that paper. So I just fussy cut that out, as you saw, and then I grabbed my small talk stickers from Tim Holtz, and y'all, I can't remember which one I picked out. I meant to grab that journal and put it in front of me so I could see it, but I'm gonna find a sentiment here in just a second. First, I'm going to take my black soot distress ink and ink up the edges of this. As y'all know, I'm trying to get better about this. Any type of cut, anything, whether it's a die cut or I fussy cut it, I don't like those white cut edges. I think this says something like you are capable of becoming more than you realize, something like that. Man, did I remember that right? I'm really surprising myself if that I did. But I cut it down so it fit on the page a little bit neater, and I'm going to ink the edges of it as well. So I went with the white. Again, like I said, with the China marker, I needed something to brighten this up. It needed the white. So I'm not going to bother coloring my fairy in or anything. I feel like the white of it and the white of the sentiment really match each other and bring that brightness to this page that it needs. But I do want to alter the fairy somehow. And as I am a hoarder of buttons, I decided to go ahead and grab some buttons. I've got some that are sorted by color, and y'all, I found a yellow one, a blue one, and a like purpley one that match the colors I've put on this page. So that tickled the fire out of me. That was able to find those exact colors, and I'm gonna put these buttons down the front of my fairy. So I'm just stitching them on real quick. I think there's gonna be a quick break in here. I think maybe my timer went off for the oven at this point. So I'll put my fairy down here in just a second after I think I'm going to get this button on. And you can tell I'm just going to finish this up. I think the only thing maybe this page could have used a little bit more was maybe a little bit more gold. There's something about the sparkle of gold or glitter or something like that. There's me putting it down because I think I had to go get the tofu out of the oven. There's something about the sparkle of gold and glitter that always, makes me feel like it's magic. And I think this page could have possibly used just a little bit more of that, but it's okay. I also, I don't know if you noticed, just grabbed some thread that was in the pincushion that sits on my desk. I try not to waste a whole lot, so I didn't have a whole lot of thread, and this is just some black thread, nothing fancy, but it helped me use what was on my desk. Like I said, just stitch those buttons on real quick. I'm going to tie it on the back, and then I'm going to use some 3-in-1 glue to stick it down. Now, I'll admit to y'all, I've used Fabri-Tac for a while, and I if y'all saw my, was it my 100-day project? Was it iCat? I don't know. I think it was iCat. I struggled a lot at the end to get that to come out because I had, I think, an 8-ounce bottle of it. I've been using this 4-ounce, I think, bottle of the 3-in-1, and I'll admit this has quite a bit more working time. It's a little more wet. It moves around a bit more before it finally, it's less tacky, I think, than the Fabri-Tac. Otherwise, I'm not seeing a huge difference between the Fabri-Tac and this 3-in-1. So if you have a preference in those, let me know. I just got this because the price was right for it. So I am using my Uhu glue stick to stick down the Tim Holtz stickers. I think some of that was still kind of wet. So yeah, I'm going to end up using the 3-in-1 because that fibrous paper, whatever it was still damp-ish. And so the glue stick didn't really want to stick to it. It also had a lot of texture. Sorry, I didn't mean to shout at you there. Gracious. Once I get these all stuck down, I'm going to give you a couple looks at it, some detail shots in my picture so you can see this a little bit better. So I have not been super great in my daily art journaling, except for the fact that Art Journal Advent is going on, and that is helping me do a little bit of art journaling. I'm hoping to maybe do more in the new year, but we'll see. We'll see. Right now, even getting videos up has been difficult. What is it this time of year? You want to do all the things, right? So I hope that you are trying to get some art in your days, and I hope it helps your mental, that tightrope walking we're doing emotionally right now this time of year. So wishing you all the best. Thank you for spending these few minutes with me. Let me know if you have any questions or anything. I would love to hear from you. All right, guys, I will see y'all later. Thanks for watching. Bye.